It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Coming up on the end of our 11th week, you can find here. Political leaders and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and regional communities. So I invite you to tune in each and every weekday to this show, having a lot of fun doing this format, and it's been very successful so far, and it's just been a pleasure speaking to so many influential people from in and around the community. As always, you can learn more about the show over at tampabayradio.com. You can see our guests that are coming up each and every day. I usually have anywhere between 1 and 2 people on the show. You can also catch all of my past shows and see our extensive guest network on there as well. If you click on the guest network, you'll see all the guests that have been on here, and if you click on their show cards, you'll see their show interviews as well. So easily find some great information depending on the topic that you're looking to get some information on. And also, I'm on all the different social networking sites, facebook.com/That Business Show. I get a lot of updates and repurposing of the show, the audios and the videos. The show is streamed live in the studio, and you can catch that each and every weekday at 8 a.m. by clicking on the live stream link on the homepage of tampabayradio.com as well. And please find me over on Twitter as well under the handle Jamie_Meloni. I'm joined in studio today by my co-host, the lovely Stella Giudicelli, joins us today. Stella, how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been a week or a few weeks since you've been in here last. What's been keeping you busy?
Well, the market has been keeping me busy. The real estate market is very hot at the moment, so just being on top of everything, and also really very much on top of the inventory, because what is nice and priced well goes very quickly. So I need to make sure that I'm on top of that for my buyers and make sure that, you know, they find the property of their dreams when it's on the market and we don't miss it. So
yeah, and to the listeners that aren't familiar with our backgrounds, both Stella and I are real estate professionals at Coldwell Banker in South Tampa, and also if you visit the website tampabayradio.com, you'll see that I also sell real estate. So if you're in the market to buy or sell a home, feel free to reach out to me or Stella Giudicelli here. You can always get us through the website tampabayradio.com. There's a contact form there, or you can just send me an email, jamie@tampabayradio.com. But I know, Stella, you stay pretty busy. You're in there each and every day, almost
each and every day.
Each and every day, Saturdays, Sundays. You're in there almost 6 a.m. I think some mornings. I get in there.
Yeah, that's my time.
Yeah, you get in there nice and early, and then you stay there late. And nice. So you're definitely a dedicated real estate professional.
I think it's what happens when it becomes your passion too. You just want to be there. Like, you know, you want to go and check out what's on the market. You want to go and send that email and support your clients. And so it's what happens, I guess, when it becomes a passion. Yes, it's a very rewarding business.
Yes, absolutely.
For what you do for people.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we got a great show planned today. We got one guest today, and so it's going to be all about dating and matchmaking, and I'm very excited about that, being a single guy and not knowing how to navigate the singles market. I know how to navigate the real estate market, but I don't know how to navigate the singles market. I'm terrible at that. Terrible.
Are you looking at me like I know, you know?
Oh, yeah. And, do you want to tell your relationship status too, Stella? Come on.
Yeah, I'm single as well.
Yeah, but you got 2 singles here, and we got a matchmaker in studio with us today. So let's go ahead and bring her in to the show here. Dr. Nancy Wall, Tampa Bay's only certified life coach and matchmaker, and she is president and founder of Tampa Bay MatchMakers. She is passionate about helping singles connect, and through her successfully targeted relationship advice and introductions, numerous lifelong partnerships and marriages have resulted. Dr. Wall has dedicated herself personally and professionally to help others discover and create what they want most from their lives and relationships. As a world-renowned speaker and facilitator, she's inspired thousands of singles and couples Nancy, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So let's let everybody know about the website first of all. We're going to be referring to this a lot throughout the show, TampaBayMatchmakers.com. And you're the Tampa Bay's only certified life coach and matchmaker. So let's start about the path that you took to get to this role. Talk to me about your history in this business.
Sure. I became a certified life coach 12 years ago to really help people understand how they can make themselves better, what they can do, what their goals and aspirations are, and how they can work toward achieving those goals. Different than therapy in that it really focuses on coaching you as to where you want to go based on where you are today.
Now, what is your educational background, and how do you get the because there's a lot of life coaches and people in the coaching space. How do you get that designation certified in this business?
I love to learn, so I have a lot of educational background, a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD, and certifications in matchmaking and life coaching. And the way you do that, anyone can say they are a matchmaker or a life coach, like you said, but there are specific programs that are endorsed by specific organizations. The International Coaching Federation endorses specific certified coaches. The Matchmaking Institute out of New York actually certifies matchmakers.
Okay, so I think it's important to distinguish that you're not just a matchmaker. You also help people in other areas of their life outside of just dating. So we're going to talk a lot about dating and relationships on the show. But you assist people in a number of other areas then too as a life coach. Am I correct?
Everything has to be balanced. You have that wheel of life, that circle of life, where you really need to have everything in proportion and healthy. Because if any one thing is out of whack, that whole circle is going to be out of whack, especially when it comes to dating and relationships. If you're also struggling with other things, whether it be a job, weight, communication, anything that you're struggling with, it definitely affects you and your ability to have a healthy, successful relationship.
All right. So let's talk about what matchmaking is. Talk to me about this process and how you go about this and what matchmaking is specifically.
Most people think about Fiddler on the Roof.
Fiddler on the Roof. I don't think about that. So you got to explain that to me.
Matchmaker,
Okay.
and they start singing matchmaker, matchmaker. I'm not going to sing for you today.
I've never seen that story. I've heard that, but I didn't even know about that. So I learned a little bit here on my show, as I always do. Go ahead and continue.
Basically, it was somebody who knew a lot of people in the community.
Okay.
And knew a lot of single people above and beyond just a profile and a picture, because that really doesn't do a person justice. So someone in a community knew about people, knew about their personalities. And if they were single, the matchmaker would suggest that they get introduced. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I do. I went back to basics to start this business to be able to matchmake people who are looking for committed monogamous relationships, not just a dating service. Anyone can get dates. But really to understand what's worked for people before, what hasn't worked, what are their non-negotiables, must-haves in a relationship, must-not-have in a relationship, and really focus on those. And then through the 8+ years that I've been in business, having the opportunity to meet so many great singles in the Tampa Bay area, I know what they're looking for as well. And so I sit down, it's a personal, customized, confidential consultation, so it's a lot more safe and a lot more in-depth. And I identify people that I feel would be good potential introductions for each of my clients, and it's all discreet and confidential.
Now, how many clients do you have like a database of potential, of different females and males, and then how do you keep track of all the information and stuff? How do you know to pair, woman A with man B or whatever? How does that work?
I have thousands of clients that I've met over the years, and so my database is quite extensive in the Tampa Bay area. And what I do is I have taken personal notes during my conversations with each person, and so I am familiar with each person. And I also will go look for the right parameters, such as the age range, religion, pet preferences, children preferences, all of those things that are important, and identify the right people. So I have my own system, paper and pencil, as well as computerized, that's only available to me and to my staff in the office. So none of it's online, and I personally look through and I do all the matching, because I have met with the individuals and I know what they're looking for. So I pair them and then we set up the meeting. So again, no one's confidential information shared, and it's all very, very private and more safe than meeting somebody on the street.
Right, and I would think that this first meeting must be actually pretty interesting, because you may help people find and think about things that they haven't thought of before, didn't know that they wanted. Do you find this when you have your first consultation?
Exactly. That's where the coaching really comes in. Everyone wants tall, dark, and handsome, or Barbie doll, size 2, whatever it is. But we really look to see what's worked for you in a relationship in the past and what hasn't worked for you, and be able to really hone in on why some factors are so important, and maybe even lighten up on some of those factors, or even maybe restrict yourself on some of those areas that you must hold true to yourself. And through that process, I help enlighten people and for them to really be able to see what's going to make for a healthy relationship for them.
So what I'm hearing is that you help or support people with going into successful relationships, because we would have a tendency to go for maybe people that are not going to make us happy.
You're
and you
right.
may end up in the wrong relationship for the rest of your life. So what I'm hearing is, with you, though, you will guide us towards
You pair people.
the successful relationship.
Yeah, just pairing people that fit. I mean, that's the focus of what matchmaking is finding a fit, whereas most people, they meet based on physical attraction before anything else. Am I correct?
I think she goes, though, one step forward because of that first consultation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, physical's important. There has to be the chemistry there, but there are so many factors that are going to make for a long-term relationship above and beyond just the physical, because the physical is going to last 5-10 years. After that, we're going to look a little different than we do today.
Mm-hmm.
And so there have to be those underlying factors. So I help people, as you mentioned during the initial consultation, really understand what those factors are that are going to make for a happy, healthy relationship, and make sure that they respect and honor themselves enough to hold true to that, and then match them with people who meet those criteria.
What components or traits are most important in proper matchmaking? What are you looking for, or is it just different for different people when you're trying to pair two different people together? I mean, what traits or components are most important in proper matchmaking?
That's very, very interesting. As I work with each individual, I identify for that person what is going to be most important. There's that theory, opposites attract. Well, that's not necessarily the case. People with like attitudes, like long-term values and that type of thing, that's what's going to be more important. Again, the chemistry has to be there. But then when you're doing the matching, you actually look at all those other factors, like some that I mentioned. Do people want marriage and children? They just want to be married? Do they just want a committed monogamous relationship? Those people who are just looking for dates, that's not an issue. I don't typically deal with those people. That's more of a dating service. But the matchmaking is once you've had those 50 first dates and you're really ready to find that special somebody, that's when I want to speak to the clients.
What is the, the sweet spot of the clients that you see? I mean, are you mostly dealing with the females, the males? Is there an equal mix of them? Is there a certain age range where people start to come in and see you? I mean, or do you get the younger generation too, the millennials in this business as well? Talk to me about the clientele that you're seeing out there.
Interestingly enough, a lot of people in their 20s who you think, they have no problem meeting people. Why would they be coming to a matchmaker? But they're really the serious-minded people, the people who are looking for that special relationship. And a lot of other people in their 20s, they're finding are just kind of playing the field, kind of going out, having a good time, partying, doing those types of things. And so the people that come to me when they're in their 20s are looking to find that serious, committed relationship, and they're having a hard time because everyone else is out partying and just having fun.
Okay, so you're seeing a lot of millennials here. I would think that people, in the mid-30s and up would start to think, okay, it's harder to find people now, I need some assistance. But I'm surprised to hear you say that you're getting people as early in their 20s coming to you for assistance. That's not what I would have expected to hear.
The 30s, 40s, 50s is a big age range as well. People who haven't found that special somebody and they realize that, they're getting older, and the females who want to have children potentially, the people who've been divorced and they say, oh my goodness, I haven't dated in a long time. How do I get back into the market? What do I need to do? How do I find somebody? I'm not a bar person. And then my most mature client is 89 years old. So really the whole gamut, all different shoe sizes.
Hey, I got to take a quick break. Coming back from break, though, we're going to be talking more with Dr. Nancy Wall here about the rules of dating and where to meet singles and a lot more here. This show's all about dating and relationships and matchmaking, so got a lot of great talking points coming up. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
This report is brought to you by Sam's Club. With the Sam's Club membership, you get incredible savings every time you shop. Try their tender boneless pork loin or delicious marinated Alaskan Copper River sockeye salmon and 16-ounce package of organic kale salad medley. Join and save. Sam's Club. Life is better in the club. See club for details.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
Slowdowns on I-4 westbound between McIntosh and 75 due to an accident blocking 2 left lanes, so only that right lane can get by. 275 northbound's accident at Lois Avenue, now cleared off to the shoulder. The Selman has a crash as you approach Kennedy Boulevard. It's on the exit ramp, causing backups to 22nd. See traffic problems? Call Injury Firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hills for a traffic tip line, 866-545-9595.
Today, very warm with a 30% rain chance, high 86. Tonight, partly cloudy, a few showers, low 73. Saturday, a 20% rain chance with a high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Keep in mind, you can find this show on here weekdays at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, and learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Currently in studio today, we're talking with Dr. Nancy Wall. She's with TampaBayMatchMakers.com. That's her company. Learn more about her and her business over at TampaBayMatchMakers.com. And in the first segment, we were just discussing what matchmaking is in general, and who's using it, why it's important. And I want to change subjects a little bit to the rules of dating. And Stella, this is a topic that you and I share a lot of back and forth on, and we share an office. Yeah, we share an office together. And I got to say, you're a tough person to go out with. You come back from a date and you just really just tear apart the guy. I feel bad for the guy sometimes. You're You're just so tough on these people sometimes.
It's so funny you say that because I do not tear apart people ever.
You come in and you're like, oh, this guy. I'm like, oh my gosh, Stella, man. But no, go ahead. Tell me
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that guys are a little tough, so I don't tear apart people. I don't do that. But I found that nowadays, and that's my experience, that guys are a little tough. They're very, very pushy. And it's difficult as a woman to say no and not to be heard. So
what are the mistakes the men are making out there, Stella? Then I'll get Nancy's input and stuff on the dates. What are they not doing, and what are they doing that is just turning you off, so to speak?
I think on my side, it's really what it is about. So when you have someone that you can see is interested, they're gonna go and really push it, like, we'll come for a coffee, let's go out, and then if I say no, I say no, like. I would think that they would get the hint, and they don't. And so it's very heavy, like, to go through that. I think what I'm not seeing in my dating experience is someone that is actually asking me questions about what I like to do or my interests are, and connect with me with that, and from there do something around that. But the approach is really like, I want your time, come over, and I don't know. It's just not really interesting.
Nancy, what are some of the rules that men need to follow on these first dates when going out with women on these on a date? So talk to me about some of the rules that men need to be aware of.
Well, it's not only men. I think it's men and women need to be aware that though they think there are rules, there really are no rules to dating. It's all about respect and communication, and everyone needs to stand up for themselves. Mm-hmm. That's what's most important. If someone's being too pushy, then you need to say no, and that person needs to respect you. And if he or she doesn't, then you need to move on, and that's not the right person. The thing about asking questions, that's important too, two-way communications. But if someone's not asking questions, there could be two reasons for that. And so I always tell people to give it another chance. Mm-hmm. It could be that, they're just not interested. Actually, there are a couple of reasons. They're not interested, so they're not asking questions. It could be that they're so nervous that they're just kind of listening and hoping that you'll ask another question. Mm-hmm. Or it really could be, a number of different factors going on in terms of what they're thinking about. They don't know, they can't formulate the right question, or, as I said, they're not interested, or they're really interested and they just can't get it out.
Mm-hmm. In your business, do you coach a lot of the people that you're matching on the rules of dating, what they should be doing, what they shouldn't be doing? Is that a part of what that you're speaking with your clients with each and every day?
What's interesting is that there really are no rules today. There was that book, The Rules of Dating, that said, if someone asks you out Tuesday.
But do they come to you and say, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And you obviously got to give them some type of advice. I mean, do you coach them a lot on what they're doing wrong or what they're asking of you?
I coach them throughout at the beginning during the initial consultation, and then after the date they usually call me to tell me, and then throughout the relationship we get calls all the time about helping them. And what I try to tell people is, again, the respect and communication, it's all about you. You need to lead the way in the relationship. It's a compromise with the two of you, but if you don't feel comfortable, you need to go slower or faster, then you make the rules and you decide. There are no true rules anymore, but I do help people because it is complex. It is a really scary place to be sometimes for people, and you don't know what you're supposed to do, but really just follow your heart and do what you feel is right for you.
What is the biggest complaint that you hear from your clients on dates? Is it that the man didn't open the car for me, or the car door for me, or the door? I mean, or what are you hearing from people when they're talking with you about feedback from unsuccessful dates?
So what I do is actually after each meeting, I get feedback from the male and the female, and then I share that feedback with the other person. So that's another way. It's not just me coaching or me saying what the person should be doing. It's really about how potential partners are seeing that person. Are they putting their best foot forward? Are they perceiving them really as they are? Or are they misperceiving them as the person doing or saying something that's different, that's making them seem different than who they really are? A lot of times it just comes down to chemistry. They just didn't feel it.
Right.
But, a lot of people think that they're going to get those butterflies in the stomach or see those fireworks at the minute that they lock eyes. That's not necessarily the case.
Right.
Sometimes, you look at someone and say, oh, he or she's okay. But when you start talking to the person, they're so passionate and enthusiastic, and their thought process is so intriguing to you, they look better. And then there are those people who are amazing looking. You just look and you're salivating, right? They're just beautiful people or very, very handsome. But then when they start talking, there's really nothing there. And so they don't look as good as they initially did.
Right. So what about that chemistry? Is this something to listen to and to follow, or can chemistry actually be misguiding?
It can, because people make judgments very, very quickly. And I usually tell them to maybe go out again, meet the person again, and see where it goes from there.
Some great information heading into the bottom of our break, but this is some great information over on Tampa Bay matchmakers.com, and just some great information from Dr. Nancy Wall here about the online, or we haven't talked about online dating stuff, but I want to talk about those sites like eHarmony and where to find singles and things of that nature. So got a lot of great talking points coming up here on the second half of the show. Again, learn more about Dr. Nancy Wall over at Tampa Bay matchmakers.com, and you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. We're back in a moment.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products: hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
When your AC quits, lots of companies want your business. My review proves Harold Home Services earns it with super fast service. A free service call and a guarantee to arrive at your home within 1 hour. And if they're not, you get 20% off your repair. Plus, Harold Home Services offers upfront pricing and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, you get the double protection of my Make It Right guarantee. Call Harold Home Services now.
All loans subject to OnDeck score approval must be missed since at least 1 year to apply. Every day, more and more small business owners are trusting OnDeck for the quick, hassle-free funding they need.
As restaurant owners, my husband and I simply don't have the time for the tedious processing and long waits when it comes to bank financing. OnDeck's process is quick, easy to understand, and gives us the ability to grow our business.
Our accounting firm was in need of working capital. OnDeck was terrific and came through with the funding we needed within 24 hours.
At OnDeck, we focus on your business operations and not just your credit score, and we can help with true term loans of up to $250,000. Our loan costs and terms are transparent and understandable, and our application process takes as little as 10 minutes. OnDeck is a publicly listed company on the New York Stock Exchange, and we've provided over $2 billion nationwide. So if you're a small business owner who's looking for a trustworthy lender, funding could be available in just one business day. Go to OnDeckLending.com or call 800-934-1462. That's 800-934-1462.
This report is brought to you by Sam's Club. With the Sam's Club membership, you get incredible savings every time you shop. Try their tender boneless pork loin or delicious marinated Alaskan Copper River sockeye salmon and 16-ounce package of organic kale salad medley. Join and save. Sam's Club. Life is better in the club. See club for details.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
Southern Expressway now bumper to bumper westbound from Falkenberg all the way into 50th Street. We have an accident off on the shoulder. I-4 westbound has a serious crash, slowing things down between McIntosh and 75. It's also been pushed off to the side. Gandy Boulevard looking pretty heavy across the eastbound side. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
Winds Weather Center forecast, 30% chance of some scattered showers today. See a mix of sun and clouds, high temperatures reaching the mid and upper 80s, and the lows tonight, low 70s. Impact Radio 1250 Winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com, where you can find all of my past shows here of That Business Show. And also you'll see that I sell real estate over on that site as well. So if you're in the market to sell your home and you're interested in a home valuation to see what your home is worth, there is a link on the main page. It says "Sell Your Home." Click on that, and that'll open up a screen to input the your address and some information on the home, and I'll shoot you over a free home valuation, and we can talk about getting your home up onto the market. And you would get 2 agents for the price of one. I would co-list the property. As I stay pretty busy, I list a lot of properties, so you'll get 2 agents for the price of one. So get a lot of great feedback and a lot of great consulting as I've sold about 1,400 plus homes, a lot of experience in the real estate business. And we'll get your your home advertised over the radio a lot as well, and also put up on the Streamcast that goes out to several hundred people live each and every show, and then repurposed all across the internet. And so give you some different type of marketing for your home than the traditional MLS and sign that many realtors tend to do with each of their homes. So again, learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com, and please connect with me on all the social networking sites, Facebook.com/That Business Show, where you can catch all the show updates and upcoming guests and the recordings of past shows easily on that site, and Twitter under Jamie_Meloni. And over on iTunes as well. I even put this thing on there as a podcast, so just search for That Business Show and listen to me on demand. So if you can't catch me live each and every day, you can catch me on demand pretty much 24 hours a day, whenever that you would like. Currently in studio talk with Dr. Nancy Wall. She is a matchmaker and Tampa Bay's only certified life coach and matchmaker. Learn more about her over at TampaBayMatchmakers.com. And Nancy, on the first part of the show there, we're talking about, what a matchmaker is, your history in the business and everything, and then we're covering some of the rules of dating. And a question that I wanted to ask, and I didn't get to, is it acceptable for women today to ask out men? It's always on us men to ask out you women, and you're so intimidating, especially Stella over here. So, but is it acceptable for the woman to ask out a man today?
Traditionally, the way that it happened was always the women were waiting for the men to ask them, and the women really had no voice. But nowadays, as I said, there are no rules. Things have changed, and it is perfectly acceptable and honorable and appreciated by a lot of the men when the women will ask for a meeting, for a date, for a coffee. Men have feelings also, and they don't like rejection either. And so the idea that a woman's actually asking them out for a meeting is very, very appropriate.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't have a problem asking.
Yeah.
I think it's just because it's I wouldn't lose the opportunity of someone I'm interested in too. So I think that's what it is.
What's a good first date? I mean, is it the dinner in the movie is so cliche, but should it just be something simple? I think just a coffee is best, because if you're in a date situation where you really don't like the man or the woman, you want to get out of there. I mean, a dinner is prolonged, and a coffee will give you a chance to escape. But where is a good first date for couples?
That's exactly it. I usually try to set up my clients for a meeting at a coffee place like a Panera or a Starbucks or that type of thing. Very informal, very casual. It can last as long or short as somebody wants. You're not committed to a dinner, as you said, the time commitment as well as the financial commitment. Movie theater, you really don't get to talk and understand the person. A lot of clients, however, are moving to activity dates, where they're actually going and doing something together, whether it be a bike ride, a jog, a walk, miniature golf, that type of thing, to be engaged in activity instead of sitting there kind of staring at the other person and figuring out, what you want to say next.
Now, I know Stella complains about this a lot, and I know a number of other women do too. The prevalence of men using social networking sites to, ask women out, but they do it, unprofessionally. And I mean, Stella shows me
on
some
Facebook,
and
people that you don't know whatsoever contacting you. I mean, they're friends of friends. And
is it ever advisable to approach somebody for the first time through a social networking site and ask them for a date? I mean, does that work?
Well, the great thing about social networking and social media is it opens up your opportunities and other people's opportunities. But again, it goes back to the respect for yourself. And so if it is somebody reaching out to you, depending on what they're saying, that they are a friend of a friend, it might be the only way that they've been able to contact you or potentially get to know you. But like you're saying, some of the other ways that people are choosing to connect with people, the not so appropriate ways, you should just disregard that.
Yeah, I see some of the stuff that Stella is exposed to, and it's incredible that men think that women are going to respond to some of these posts and things that they send her. It just blows my mind that people are using social media in that manner. It's just so offensive, in my opinion. And
women do it also.
Really?
So I know the stereotype is typically that the men do.
I don't know. So I don't.
But no, men and women, and so typically, yes, you think about the men, but men and women both do things that are inappropriate.
So where are the singles? Where's a good place to find singles and have effective dates? Social media is just so easy to send out a message, but it's not effective in my opinion. So where are all the singles at? Where can people meet people?
They're all over. They're right around the corner. They're in your path when you're walking. They're at restaurants. They're all over the place. So there's no one place per se, especially in the Tampa Bay area, for you necessarily to go. If you want to get a one-night meeting and that type of thing, there are a lot of places you could go. The Blue Martini and a lot of other locations where they're known for, singles going to kind of hook up and, that type of thing. But if you're looking for a serious committed relationship, people are all over. And so what you need to do, I suggest to my clients, is that they go to places that they enjoy. Life is too short. And so don't hang out at a bar if you're not a bar person. So go do the things, engage in the activities that you like to do. If you like to go to the bookstore, if you like to go horseback riding, if you like to go canoeing, go do the things that you really enjoy. You'll meet people who have similar interests. And even if they're married people, they might know someone that they could introduce you to as well.
Yeah, the bar scene, a lot of people tend to go there, and I don't know if that's really an effective place to find people in a bar, but I like your point that you're saying, find people doing something that you love to do, and the bar scene works for some people, but for other people, I don't like the bar scene. I don't want to meet somebody in a bar. I don't think it's an effective way to find people. Other people may disagree. I don't know, but it's a great point that you're raising there about, find something that you enjoy doing, and then meet people in that space as well. Now, we were talking earlier about your matchmaking service, and so why should somebody consider using a matchmaking service? I know some people struggle so much with meeting people and finding some people. How do your services, help, people that are having problems finding people?
I have a lot of clients that become workaholics, especially after divorce or after a breakup, a bad relationship. They just tend to put all their focus into work. And so they're just not even focused on it. And so they're having a hard time meeting people. They're meeting the wrong people. They have limited access to people. Their picker is broken. The people that they're choosing to meet are wrong. They're going from one extreme to another. They have unrealistic expectations. All of those things are reasons to hire a certified matchmaker to make this most important decision in your life. Like you'd hire a personal trainer if you want to lose weight or get fit, an admin assistant if you need some, secretarial type duties done. Why not hire a matchmaker to help you?
Now, how do your services work? Is this a monthly plan? Do you go into a database and you stay in there until you find somebody? How does the process work?
It's all personalized. So I have different programs to meet my clients' needs. There's no database for my clients to look through because it's discreet and confidential. So I do all the matching. And so there's no place, none of it's online. It's all personalized, kind of behind the scenes. And so I have programs that are available for people to be potential matches. That's no charge to those people. And then for those people that really are ready to find that special someone who want to be proactive instead of reactive in the search, I have various program levels. I even have a program level for people who are really uncomfortable. I have clients who come to me that, 50, 60 years of marriage, all of a sudden they find themselves alone for whatever reason. They don't even know how to start dating. They're still dressing from the 1920s, so I have an image consultant to help. We role play with you. We'll even meet the person at the meeting and get them started talking. And we have all different service levels in between to really meet your customized needs, what you need to help find that special, healthy relationship.
And so do you help couples as well? So people who have found each other and have been together for a few years, and we know that, life can catch up on a relationship and the busyness of every day. Do you help in these situations?
Absolutely. That's part of the coaching that we do throughout the program. When someone starts becoming involved in a couple situation, a lot of times red flags come up. And those could be real red flags that you need to pay attention to, or they could be things that you're bringing into the relationship based on your previous relationships or your family situation or that type of thing. So we really help people understand and work through that. And then when they become a true couple, a real couple, after that honeymoon period, which is usually the first 3 to 7 months, then other issues do come up. It's hard to be in a relationship. Relationships are difficult, and people don't understand that you have to work at them every day. And so I always suggest that people have coaches in their lives to really help them through whatever situation they're battling.
I can see that. I see sometimes friends are in relationships and don't deal with the issues and break up. And what I'm seeing is that it becomes a recurrent problem. So the same issue reappear in the next relationship. And I think that people that undergo this and are the origin of it, like, don't see what they're doing, but they just recreate the same issues in their relationship, and it breaks up. And I think it would be a great thing for these people to come to you to actually deal with the problem so that they can be in a relationship.
Many people don't take the time to understand what went wrong. And it takes two to break up. I mean, it's not just one-sided. And so you really have to analyze and look. And a lot of times people rush into the next relationship because they're lonely and they're sad and they need someone around. That's not necessarily the healthiest way to do things. Men typically will get into a relationship a lot sooner than the females. And then a lot of times, like what we see with the stars, is people go from one extreme to the other extreme. They go from the nice, conservative person to all of a sudden the bad boy. Because they're just trying to figure things out, and they're just rushing into the process instead of really taking time to understand what's going to work for them.
How do your services compare to the online sites that you hear so much about, the eHarmony and the other things like that? Do you get a lot of people that start with eHarmony and these other sites and they come to you? But how do your services differ from those nationally known sites?
It's personalized. None of it's online. So we do the legwork for the clients. As I mentioned, since I meet with everyone personally, I know the person's personality. A profile and a picture really doesn't do anyone justice. Plus, anyone can be or say they're anything that they want. They can post pictures from 20 years ago. They can say they're college educated when they're not. A lot of people tend to just say what they think the other people want to hear so that they'll get hits on it.
Do you have a lot of people that start there and come to you, though, or do you hear like a lot of negative feedback from these sites? I'm just curious, what people are saying about these sites and if they're not working and they're coming over to you. So
most people have tried online dating, and some of them have been successful. There are good people online, so I wouldn't negate that. But a lot of times people are so busy in life that having to start emailing people back and forth and then deciding when to give a phone number and then when to meet the person, it's a whole process. I actually have a division that actually works with people with their online dating as well. So if people are interested in getting help with online dating, that's great. But then when people get frustrated enough and they're like, this isn't working, I need to try another alternative, that's when they come to me and we do the personalized matchmaking.
Now, for people that are considering matchmaking and are interested in your services, do you offer any type of complimentary service, or how do people get started with your service?
I do offer a complimentary consultation because I want to make sure that, number one, the person feels comfortable with me, my process, my business, because it's a very personal, intimate journey. And so the other person has to feel comfortable, and then I want to feel comfortable as well, because I want to make sure that I feel like I can match the person, that I can really help them. I've had people, over the years that are just so angry, and rightly so, over previous relationships. They're not really ready, in my opinion,
right,
to be in a matchmaking service. I had a woman whose husband had committed suicide 3 months before, and she was just very vulnerable and lonely, and said, please, Nancy, get me into a relationship. You'll see how much better I am. Mm-hmm. And I felt for her, but honestly and ethically couldn't take her on as a client. I felt like she needed to go through the 5 or 7 stages of grieving and go through the process to be able to be open to a healthy relationship instead of just jumping into any relationship that she would find.
Some great information here. And for people that are interested in using Dr. Nancy Wall's service, head over to TampaBayMatchmakers.com. She has a contact form on the site there, and take advantage of her free complimentary consultation. Again, head over to TampaBayMatchmakers.com. Coming back from the break, we're going to finish up here with Dr. Nancy Wall and talk a little bit more about relationship and online dating advice and things of that nature. And again, you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
This report is brought to you by Burger King. Right now, your favorite breakfast sandwich, the Croissantwich, is just 2 for $4. Start the day your way with 2 flaky, light, buttery Croissantwich breakfast sandwiches for $4. Only at Burger King. Limited time only. Price and participation vary.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
For westbound bumper to bumper from Branch Forbes all the way into 75 from a crash that just got pushed off to the shoulder. If you're heading across the Gandy, you're going to find eastbound delays for the entire stretch. And on the Summit Expressway, we have an accident on the lower deck at 50th Street. It's off to the shoulder as well, but backups are starting at 75. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Ederick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
Today, very warm with a 30% rain chance, high 86. Tonight, partly cloudy, a few showers, low 73. Saturday, a 20% rain chance with a high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Keep in mind, you can find this show on here weekdays at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, and where I'm talking with all our different business owners, entrepreneurs, and people making a difference in and around the community. And if you're interested in making an appearance, please feel free to send me an email with a quick pitch of what your business is and why you'd like to make an appearance on the show. There is no charge for a guest appearance, so don't let that stop you. Best way to get me, email me, jamie@tampabayradio.com, and learn more about the show over at tampabayradio.com as well.
I have a question about what you think of this. It looks like it's becoming more and more difficult to actually meet people on a romantic or personal level that we connect with. So that's my observation and friends' observations as well. So what would you say about that?
A lot of people are just out there having fun. There is a lot of fun to be had in the Tampa Bay area. But when you're really looking for that connection, it is more difficult. And it takes a lot of time. And people, as we said, might not be representing themselves honestly. And so that's another reason to hire a certified matchmaker, to be able to have pre-screened matches, people who already meet your criteria, who who think like you, whose values are the same, where you have more of an opportunity for connection instead of, spending an hour talking to someone and then they say, oh, come on out and have a cigarette with me. And you're like, oh, shoot, I wanted a non-smoker. Or they start telling you about their, 16 kids from 16 different women, and they're not absolutely correct for you.
And I think it's also about understanding ourselves, and sometimes we don't have an understanding of what we're looking for. So I think it looks like that's what you're helping us with as single. And I think you mentioned as well that you do have a free approach with your services.
Free complimentary consultation.
And to be in your database. Is that what you said?
Yes. Now, again, the database is not online. None of this is online. But I want the best matches for my clients. I have 3 different program levels. So my select and elite clients are the ones that I am actively matching for. I have their profiles, and I am out in the community. I have a team that attends business events, singles events, charity events, all different types of events, looking for the best matches for these clients. So if you'd like to participate and be in my database of potential matches for these clients, that is no charge. Again, because I'm looking for the best matches for my select and elite clients. But most people that are in that database don't get called all the time. Actually, very, very infrequently. About 90% of our clients don't get called because we're so focused and matching the select clients and elite clients with each other. But I don't want to waste anyone's time because we're all busy professionals. And so I want to find the best matches. And so I do offer that service. So you can at least be in the database. And before any matches, I personally would meet with you. I pre-screen people for my clients before they meet them.
Do you believe some people are just destined to be single? I think myself, I'm just destined to be single. I have a very hard time connecting with people on an emotional level. I'm a very alpha male, always working, and it's just I'm very good in a professional environment, but on a personal environment, I struggle, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Anybody that knows me knows that about me very well. But is it just you find some men and women that just struggle with the emotional connection that is necessary to put together a meaningful relationship?
Many people do, and they've put up walls over the years, especially as we get older. There are certain things they're looking for. They're holding back a lot. They're not as trusting because of being hurt before or other reasons. I don't think anyone's necessarily destined to be single or married. I think it's what you want from your life, and if you want to be in a relationship, then we can certainly help you.
As people get older, do you think that it's more, and they remain single, do you think it's more of a personal problems that they're having, or is it more that they're just not finding the right people still, and they're just unlucky, so to speak?
They're not necessarily choosing the right people. They're not being introduced to the right people. They might have their own issues, their own walls put up where they're not letting people in or giving people the second chance that we talked about or the opportunity to really get to know somebody else. They're making a judgment within, 10, 15, 20 seconds, 3 minutes, whatever it is, and saying, no, that person's not right for me without really exploring whether or not it could be a good mate.
Now, through your service, how do you pair people? I mean, do you kind of sit down with people and take people through the different people that you've talked with and have a conversation about the different people, or do you let them kind of sit at home and look through the database? I mean, who will you be matched with through your service specifically? I mean, how much input do you give back on the people that they're looking at?
There's no database for anyone to look at. It's all done in my office by me personally.
So no database like an eHarm. I want to make sure,
So I would call you and say, Jamie, I have someone I think you might be interested in meeting. If you're interested, let me tell you about her. And then I tell you, based on you're looking for this, and this, Jamie, this is what she has to offer. And this is why I think that person might be an interesting introduction for you. Would you be open to meeting that person? And if you say yes, we tell her about you. So there's a greater chance of success because both of you are looking forward to meeting each other and you know some background and why it would be a good match. And then we set up the first meeting. So again, very discreet and confidential. So for women especially who are worried that their phone numbers or addresses are going to be given out, we don't give out any of that information. We set up the meeting, the time, date, and place. The two people meet. If you like each other, then you can explore getting together again, sharing whatever contact information you'd like. If not, you don't have to worry that someone's going to be calling you and saying, Stella, you're the best person for me. I know. Go out with me one more time. You'll see why I'm Mr. Right for you.
So it's a very personalized service versus the eHarmonies and all the other dating sites out there. Do you ever do like general networking events where you have all your people that want to attend and just like a general mixer? Do you do things like that?
Well, we don't. There are so many different groups out there that do. There are singles groups out there. What I want to do is be the person doing the legwork for my clients. A lot of my clients are so busy, as we talked about, that they're at work 7, 8 o'clock. They're still working. They're not able to even attend functions. Some of them say, I'm not good in group settings. I want you to do the pre-screening. So that's what we do. We attend those events on our singles' behalf, but we also have them posted on our website as well if you'd like to attend.
Well, hey, some great information. Nancy, thank you very much for being in studio with us today, and I learned a lot as well. And who knows, I may be using your services, so maybe I'll call you after the show. So thank you very much.
That'd be great. Thank you.
And thanks to Stella for joining me in studio as always and adding a little flair to the conversation. Thank you very much, Stella.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And learn more about Dr. Nancy Wall over at TampaBayMatchmakers.com and take advantage of her free complimentary consultation. And you can also email her, Nancy at TampaBayMatchmakers.com. Have a great weekend, everybody. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.